Hello everybody and welcome to Masu Pro Wrestling. I'm your host and sole commentator, Masu Pro Wrestlington. And we are back to regularly scheduled programming. And my favorite thing to call No Man's Land off of the great Good as Gold Premium Live event. Where we saw some titles change hand and we saw some titles remain the same. We're going to start off with Idol Division one-on-one contest. ShmeepsWorld, former Openweight and Idol Division champion. Going to start us off. Shmeeps had a shot at the Idol Division Championship tournament, but didn't make it very far. Maybe she can impress the bosses upstairs and earn another shot at the title as we move on into Carnal Chaos territory. I'm hearing rumblings by the boss upstairs that they're maybe looking for a four-way match, a 1v1v1v1 for the championship, a four-way, if you will. And ShmeepsWorld is very familiar with the former and the longest one half of the longest reigning tag team champions, Emrys Morgana, coming out alone. It's very unfamiliar territory for us, seeing Emrys Morgana by herself, but I heard the locker room last week on Saturday, Emrys Morgana was not pleased with losing the championship. So you never know. We could completely see a new ShmeepsWorld in the next coming weeks. I mean, what other cybernetic enhancements could Emrys implant into ShmeepsWorld to make her any better? Emrys losing her second championship ever, the tag team champions to Bonk and Dragthulu last week. But that's not what it's about. It's about the battle of women in black pants. Dropping Shmeeps' back of the head onto the knee. At least you don't land on anything spiky. As Emrys maybe is transitioning from the tag team division and trying to go back into the singles division as ShmeepsWorld swantons onto the back of Emrys. I know Shmeeps, it's very personal when it's going up against Emrys. Shoulders down, kick it at one. Not only is Emrys sort of in control of ShmeepsWorld, but Shmeeps has wanted to go for those championships with Draven, those tag team championships with Draven, was thwarted by Emrys and ShmeepsWorld. ShmeepsWorld has a slew of problems when it comes to giant, monstrous women. Ducks under, ducks under. Bumps him. Spins Shmeeps around. Shmeeps gets the elbow. Off the ropes again, and ShmeepsWorld's just got springs in her shoes. As Emrys flaunts to the crowd, Shmeeps looking daggers into the back of Emrys' head. As Emrys shows absolutely no care to wanting to get back into the ring. Shmeeps breaks the count at 2. Monkey flip right in front of the French-Canadian commentators table. And a knee drop. Oh my god, into the corner of the French-Canadian commentators table. Shmeeps maybe wanting to break up the count again, making sure that the countouts don't end the match. Doesn't want to end the match early because a countout victory is a victory. You know, a win's a win, as they say, but for the boss upstairs, you want to let the boss upstairs know that, hey, I can win by pinfall submission. Losing or winning by a countout is more of a dishonorable loss than you think of it. You know, there's no honor on the outside of the ring, as some people would call it. Shmeeps was looking for something, gets caught by Emrys, as Emrys sends her into the corner. Then a big splash stinger splash, if you will. Pounding at the back of ShmeepsWorld. Emrys leads a small legion of both BeepsWorld and MerlinGTB. So it feels like she hasn't really been with those two, at least not Merlin, for a while. I know I hear Emrys very loud in the back when things don't quite does not quite go her way. And I'm certain that both BeepsWorld and Merlin are taking the brunt of that. Emrys in the corner. As ShmeepsWorld gets elbowed. And sending the brunt to Emrys. Out of the corner, running Bulldog. Planting her head first. Shmeeps is looking for it. Rolling through. Critical roll. No. Roll. Backs out. Critical roll does not connect. Getting BeepsWorld up top. But the only thing that I know Shmeeps does from this position, superplex! Into the Falcon Arrow. Nobody kicks out of the Falcon Arrow. 2. Kick out by Emrys. Onto the middle ropes. Shmeeps wants the competition up. Going for a Hurricane Rana. Caught by Emrys. Into a power bomb. And the Hemlock applied. Emrys wasting no time to get the Hemlock applied. ShmeepsWorld does not tap, though, getting that shoulder, or that leg above her shoulder. Stomping a hole into Shmeeps. Emrys trying to pick up some speed. I mean, like, Emrys hasn't really had a singles championship match in a long time. Has never held the Idol Division Championship. If she can pick up a win here, I mean, that could potentially get her an opportunity at a title. Shmeeps gets back up. Ooh, catching her in the Hurricane Rana. Running straight through in a standing shooting star press. The athleticism and innovation of ShmeepsWorld. Emrys trying to get on to the apron, standing tall, gets her up and over. Now Emrys is going to the top rope. I feel like we very rarely see Emrys go up to the top rope, and I think we're about to see why, as ShmeepsWorld gets the forearm, sending her toppling to the canvas. Shmeeps grabbing the arm of Emrys, taking her for a walk off the tightrope. And Emrys rolling up ShmeepsWorld, though, now. Kick out of 1. Shmeeps was completely prepared for that. I think Shmeeps is one of the few on the Idol Division roster that completely is just aware of the cheap tricks and is ready for anything when it comes to Emrys. Emrys takes Shmeeps down in a flurry of punches, hammer fisting right on the face, and horns kip up. And a clothesline, diving clothesline. Or a leaping clothesline, I guess. Oh, was going to go for a spinning back kick, but somehow caught her in the DDT. Emrys was going to show Shmeeps her educated feet. Shmeeps once again maybe looking for another walk. Taking Emrys for another walk. Arm drags her. And Emrys is trying to make it out safe onto the outside. ShmeepsWorld up and over. Swanton to the floor. Doing whatever it will take to win. Even if it means to put your body on the line. Five count. Shmeeps has got to be aware as she's just assaulting Emrys on the outside. Shmeeps getting back in. Break, only to break the count. Now Emrys back up on her feet, tries to take Shmeeps off hers, but doesn't quite get it. Emrys goes for the suplex on the floor. We know Emrys is happy to take a count-out victory. She just needs some space from Shmeeps. Throwing her back in the ring. Emrys might even, or Emrys, I mean, I guess Emrys might be, okay with taking a count out. Lost DDT, knee DDT onto the floor. Emrys out cold. Shmeeps is making sure that this count does not get to 10. Ooh, back of the head bouncing off the concrete. Shmeeps and Emrys are playing an interesting game. Shmeeps is not ending the, not going to be able to end the match on the outside, but doesn't want Emrys to be able to end the match on the outside. And Emrys is not going back in the ring. Which one of these two stubborn behavior is going to give out first? Because being on the outside, I feel like, is not helping Emrys out. I don't know if Emrys is trying to bait Shmeeps out to be out in the on the outside long enough to be able to get a count-out victory. Or she just wants a break. 6. Jawbreaker. Emrys gets Shmeeps into the ring. And now Emrys is finally going to get back into the ring. 8 count. At an 8. Clothesline by Shmeeps, just waiting for her opportunity. Just a well of energy. I mean, I was also going to say, Emrys' strategy could be to just wear down ShmeepsWorld as much as possible. I don't know what Shmeeps is doing now. Shmeeps going up top. Around the world connects. Looks like it might have hurt her on the landing as well, but she gets the cover to put away Emrys. 2, 3, and it does. I was thinking maybe Emrys was trying to wear down ShmeepsWorld by taking her to the outside. Didn't seem to be a good strategy because ShmeepsWorld picks up a pretty big win. I mean, Shmeeps was just waiting for Emrys to get back into the ring so she could strike. Holding all of that energy up and then bursting right as she got in, as we'll move on to the next match of the night. All right, it's time for our second match of the night. And entering in first is one half of your newly crowned MPW Tag Team Champions, the Super Naiyan himself, Bonk. The Super Naiyan and his tag team partner Dragthulu picked up a win against Emrys Morgana and MeepsWorld for the championship on Saturday. A big win because officially these two are our only Grand Slam champions in MPW history. They have both held the Openweight Championship, they have both held the Icon Division Championship, and now they have both held the Tag Team Championship. Bonk and Dragthulu are the only people in MPW history to officially say they have done it all. But Bonk is gonna have to make sure that he doesn't let himself get rusty for tag team matches, because those two are fantastic singles competitors, but a tag team match is a completely different ball game. Bonk not only needs to keep up his own conditioning, but has to be able to work as a team. And that's probably the hardest part with a tag team, because in a business like wrestling, you almost never have someone's back. You're always going to go after that big title, and there can only be one at the top. So you either have to, fully trust someone, which is very difficult in this business, or you have to double cross them before they can double cross you. And I think that's the hardest part with tag teams, is when they lose, if they win, it's all good. But if you start losing, things are going to start breaking down. Maybe that's what we could have, or maybe that's potentially what we're seeing with Emerson Morgana no longer coming out with ShmeepsWorld. Could that be a potential? That team is breaking down. We'll have to see as the weeks go on. But that is the hardest part with the tag team. You have to be able to not only keep up with your opponents, but have to keep up your relationship with your tag team partner, making sure you're both on the same page. Because if you're not both on the same page, then you're going in with a disadvantage, You have to remember that there's always someone hungrier than you. Especially in a business like this, there's always someone hungrier than you, and they want that position. You can't hold that position forever, and everybody is gunning for it. But I could definitely see Bonk and Dragthulu going all the way and beating out the one defense of Team La Primera. And unfortunately, our good night has to be soured, as UnchainedAwesome is going to go one-on-one against Bonk, the tag team champion. I mean, someone else who's not too unfamiliar with tag teams. UnchainedAwesome, a tag team partner with Gaelic Angel, who came up on a loss against Usaino at As Good as Gold for the Openweight Championship. Unchained, former Icon Division champion, still hasn't gotten that tag team championship. His tag team championship career hasn't been very good. That tag team pivot hasn't really been working out for him, but I don't even know if this guy has self-doubt, I don't think he has much going on in his head. So, self-doubt definitely doesn't exist in there. But he might have a rude awakening going up against Bonk, the Super Naiyan, and the newly crowned tag team champion. Chopping the chest of Chain in the corner. Just rubbing a boot into it. You love to see it. Off the rope in a big boot. Bonk up top. Elbow drop to Chain. I thought maybe he was going to roll over to a pin. I could have said he probably has it. I mean, Chain, honestly, objectively, his career has been going downhill for a while, and now it's just spiraling at this point. The man hasn't seen a championship in decades. He has no accolades. He has done nothing. Chain going up and over. Ooh, I was going to say miscalculation. I thought he had it, but he actually pivots midair to get that cannonball on Bonk. A little bit of, even a blind squirrel gets a nut once in a while, right? A clock is right twice a day. Clothesline takes Chain down. I know that's got to hit his ego. He calls himself the king of the clothesline. Getting taken down against his will by someone else's meat hook. Might just piss him off. But honestly, this guy needs to get some humbling. 5 count. Honestly, Unchained is one of those people that plays Marvel Rivals and insta-locks Spider-Man. I'm just saying. Like, to be an unbiased commentator here, that's just the type of person we're dealing with. Chokehold onto him. Rope break, though. A little bit too close to the ropes. Break it up. On the ropes. Break it up. Bonk getting to the middle rope. Speaking of ropes, Flying forearm off the middle rope. Kick out of 2. Elbow straight to the dome. Off the ropes. Kick to the gut, chain. Needy T. Trying to pick up some steam. Boot to the... just pulling him. He pulled his foot, or his boot, his head into his boot. Oh my god, just double chops. Sends Shane flying, and a beam clash by Bonk. I know he's watching Daima. And Shane might be out cold, too. Kick out of 2. Shane nearly taken out in swift fashion. Bonk getting a little bit of palm strike combos, rights and lefts, and a second one! Rolling chain over, shoulders down, 1, 2, 3, and Bonk takes it. In a pretty dominant fashion. I mean, championship buff, it looks like, for Bonk. Huge momentum. Maybe we can see Bonk having a shot at the Icon Division Championship as well as the Tag Team Championship. I know that must have impressed the bosses upstairs as we'll move on to our next match of the night. Okay, it is time for our semi-main event of the evening, and seeing Unchained brought my day down, but now I can officially say that today has been a good day because MintyClovers has appeared on my screen. MintyClovers coming in for a singles match. The former openweight champion Mintyclovers. MintyClovers could be the first Idol Division Grand Slam champion if she can get the Tag Team Championship. She's held the Idol and the Openweight Championship. MintyClovers looking to go one-on-one. I mean, I'm biased, but I'd love to see MintyClovers back in the driver's seat for the Idol Division Championship. And MintyClovers is going up against one of the hands of the Shogunate, Ayasu. Ayasu was a big component in helping Rize defend the championship last week on Saturday. Constantly getting into the ear of Blueness, distracting her, getting under her skin, and now here to potentially get back into that number one contender spot, because if they can control the number one contenders, they control the match. Especially with the bosses upstairs rumoring that it could be a multi-person match for the championship at Carnal Chaos. MintyClovers versus Ayasu, a win here would be big for either of those two. Especially for Minty, coming off of a championship loss can be very, very difficult to get out of that sort of slump. And for someone like Minty, you know, when you get into that slump, it can be dangerous to get stuck there. Season 1 Minty would know. Having one of the biggest losing streaks in MPW history, but then overcoming it and becoming an Idol Division champion. One of the longer reigning Idol Division champions, might I say. I think the third longest reigning. Neck breaker by Minty. Elevated neck breaker. When it comes to seniority and time spent in the ring. Obviously, MintyClovers has that over Ayasu, but when it comes to power, I feel like Ayasu's probably got the edge on there. And when it comes to experience at beating our sound engineers, Ayasu has that in spades. Back to the basics, taking Ayasu down. Rolling Ayasu's shoulders around for a 1 count. Minty and Ayasu will probably see each other more often in the tag team division as things continue to change. MintyClovers eyeing Ayasu. What is... Oh, Minty Blue Thunder Bomb. No reversal. German suplex by Ayasu. Minty was going for the Blue Thunder Bomb. Ayasu had it scouted. Ayasu trying to get that clinch in, but doesn't quite get it as Minty fights out of it. Follow-away slam. In the corner with the clothesline. And working over the knees. Standing shooting star press. Minty going up top. What can we see from Minty up here? A frog splash. Landing right in the blue. And by that I mean Ayasu. Drawing the line in the sand, MintyClovers. Maybe is thinking that she might have it here. Following Ayasu to the floor. Getting over Ayasu's arm. We've seen a lot of outside competition so far from the idols here tonight. We'll see if Minty and Ayasu feel the same way. Belly to belly onto the floor. Minty rolls in at 5, breaks up the count. Setting it back to 1, referee's discretion. Of course, I always say this on how fast they want to count. Ooh, the disrespectful slap by Ayasu into the clothesline. An unforeseen combination. Minty's back up, dodges the punch. And a forearm kip up, though. Minty's back up on her feet. Minty will get knocked down, but she will get back up again for a German into the canvas. 6 count. What is Minty thinking? 7. Gets up to the top rope just as Ayasu gets up to her feet. Minty goes for a cross body, but jumps way over. And the elbows by Ayasu, catching her from behind. Feeling the blues by Ayasu in the center of the ring. Oh my god, Minty nearly being put out. Elbow drop. It's Minty's turn to try and roll to the ropes. Ayasu sends them up and over. Sending Minty straight to the floor. No, Ayasu just stomping around the ring. Minty's looking out cold in front of the French-Canadian commentators table. I feel like the last time we saw Minty was the loss to Usaino. A pretty hefty loss to Usaino for the Openweight Championship. I don't know how that's been weighing on her. Break in the back. The French-Canadian commentators standing up to get a better view of the action. Standing shooting star press on the outside. 6 count. They gotta make sure they figure out what the heck's going on. 7. Minty going back up top. 8. Minty thinks against it. Clothesline. I thought Minty had that ducked, but didn't. But she did not. 3 clotheslines by Ayasu. As Minty lands in the corner. Ayasu looking for that brainbuster in the turnbuckles, the twisting dimensions. And she hits it. Not the kill shot that Ayasu was hoping for as MintyClovers is back up onto her feet. Through the middle ropes. Clothesline! Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Kick out of 2. Minty's trying to get Ayasu to the ropes, but doesn't have it. Snapmare off the ropes. Ayasu running the ropes. Drop kick. Gonna make MintyClovers' head a Christmas tree. Red and green. Ooh, Ayasu going for the feeling the blues again. MintyClovers had it scouted. Tossing Ayasu across the ring. The blood might have woken Minty up. MintyClovers feeling the blues to Ayasu. With Ayasu's own move. 1, 2. Kick out of 2. You can imitate it, but it will never be the original. Says Ayasu. Spins Ayasu around. Blue Thunderbomb. No, not a blue Thunderbomb. Just decided to toss Ayasu. Ayasu maybe looking for twisting dimensions. Not next to the turnbuckle, but Minty had it scouted. Minty going up top. Another frog splash connects. Goes to the cover and Ayasu. Is it enough? Kick out of 2. Minty's thinking her next step. Drop kick to the back of the head is a good start. Continuing to punish the head. Gator roll by Minty. Minty in the corner. Ayasu feeling some kind of way. Minty off the ropes. Oh, the middle clover cutter. Springboard clover cutter. Needs to try and pull Ayasu away from the ropes. Ayasu's back up. Spear. Not spear, but takedown. Ayasu powering through. MintyClovers, though, gets the rope break. Minty getting to the outside. You can see wobbly on her feet. Rolls out at a 1. Ayasu trying to grab Minty's arms. Minty will have none of it. This is anybody's game. The next big move could be the difference maker. Forearm to Ayasu. Running her elbow, her forearm or something against her face. Pushing into Ayasu. Kick to the throat. Minty's got her back up. This time trying to pull her to the ropes, but Ayasu's not going to allow it. Pulling the ponytail. Pulling her back. Clothesline takes her down again. Minty back up. It's a back and forth contest. With one person just wanting to take the advantage. Disrespectful slap. Minty might be in trouble. And Ayasu might seal it away. Sing the blues! Or feeling the blues, excuse me. Seeing the blues. Feeling the blues. And Ayasu takes it. That last bit of energy, that last bit of adrenaline just rushing out of Ayasu. Like a football player getting up and just diving Minty down. As we will move on to our main event. I mean, Ayasu might be seen in another #1 contenders match for the Idol Division Championship. And if she can get that championship contendership, we know Rize is going to be very pleased as we will move on to the next match. It is time for the main event of the evening, and for a lot of people, No Man's Land is a opportunity, a land of opportunity, if you will, but for this man right here, it is not as fruitful for other people, as Garreth Unported still unable to challenge for the Icon Division Championship for the rest of the season, which the season's wrapping down. We only have a handful of premium live events before the end of the season, so Gareth's punishment will be removed after that. And he has been fighting for and wanting that shot at the title forever. He was the longest reigning, or tied for the longest reigning, openweight champion and a 2-time openweight champion. But once again has lost the title. He lost it to MintyClovers, who then lost it to Usaino. And Gareth is once again wandering alone, the lone warrior, Gareth Unported. Gareth is, Gareth's only really able to challenge for the tag team title right now as a former champion, or a former earning that title shot. He's basically done everything he can. He won the Ultimate Openweight tournament this season, but he couldn't hold on to it against MintyClovers. So he'll have to find a tag team partner or someone if he wants a championship, but we're yet to see anything with that, as he's going to go up against Potato Adair, who has been struggling in this season. Potato had an early on championship opportunity, but was unable to achieve it. And now he is just back here trying to get out of No Man's Land. The rumored potentiality of the boss upstairs making these multi-man matches for the title does give challengers a higher opportunity to get a title and a higher opportunity to win that title. So this could be Potato's month. This could be the chance Potato wants. If he can get that opportunity, he could potentially net himself a championship. He just has to take every opportunity he can, and I think he needs to take the opportunity in this main event here to take out Gareth, and show the boss upstairs that he deserves a title shot. Needy T by Gareth Unported, and a standing shooting star press. Speaking of the tag team division, I know Gareth is probably happy to hear that his former team member, Emrys Morgana and MintyClovers have lost the tag team championship, knowing that they are currently dealing with some misfortune of their own after effectively dropping Gareth from the group the moment he lost the ability to get the Icon Division Championship. Back in the day, it used to be unheard of for Gareth to be going out alone without his tag team partner, Merlin. But it looks like those two haven't seen each other in basically the entire season. Five count. Potato gets Gareth back into the ring. Gareth sending Potato into the corner, trying to go for a shoulder tackle, Ooh, shoulder tackle of his own. Swing and a miss, though, by Potato. Super kick. And Garreth showing that athleticism and strength. Backflips into a German suplex. And a standing shooting star press. Gets the knees up. Potato not getting a lot of offense in, but getting a decent amount of defense in, holding his own. Kick out at 1. Bouncing Gareth's head off the canvas. Kip up. I mean, Gareth wants opportunities, so maybe if Gareth can pick up a win, because I'm trying to think of, like, is this futile for Gareth to even fight in these 1v1s when he knows he can't get an Icon Division Championship out of it? But maybe, just maybe, if he can oppress the boss upstairs enough, they'll even waver out the ruling. We'll have to see. Headbutt. Jesus, power press slam by Potato onto the concrete, right into the Timeskeeper's corner and the ring announcer's corner. This match is a really important one for Potato, tossing him into the chairs. Like I said, we don't know what the bosses have entailed for the Icon Division or the Idol Division. 8 count. I think Potato maybe thought he had it, but I keep calling him Greg. Gareth gets in. Rolling Thunder. Enziguri reversal by Potato. Now Potato's going to hook the leg, rolling over. Kick out at 2. This is such an important match for Potato, who I feel like hasn't really been getting the opportunities. And when he does, he just hasn't been able to hold on to them. Holding him for the prettiest German suplex in the business. Hooks the leg. Kick out at 2. Almost taking Gareth out. Potato thought he had it. I mean, a win against Gareth, it's just, I can't stress enough. It's big. It's big for Potato. Fisherman suplex. A hooked fisherman suplex. As Greg is not I keep calling him Greg! Gareth is not used to being tossed around the ring like this. But the strength of Potato. I mean, Potato is the stone dog of MPW. He's absolutely just a big brick house. Gareth getting him behind for that German suplex. Deadlift German kick out at 1 by Potato. I don't know if that's a show of how he's feeling or just posturing, wasting stamina to kick out at 1. Now Potato gets him on the ground and pound. Hammer fists and forearms. Power bomb onto the floor. Potato is taking it to Gareth. And now another pickup and landing him right on his knee. An army, I think it was like an army press slam. I can't remember what I'm trying to think of the name. 6 count. They are close to getting a count out. But Gareth sends Potato into the ring post and now into the barricade. Gareth might just take the win. He says, "Shush, baby's sleeping." Potato rushing. It's a rare sight you see Potato run like that. Gareth has a counter drop kick. Beautiful drop kick, might I add. Spinning forearm, discus forearm. Straight to the jaw of Potato. And now Gareth might be looking to put Potato away with a brown crown. No! Potato rolls through, sending Garreth off the ropes, picks him up and just tosses him. Lets Gravity do the rest of the work. Knee strike busting. Garreth right open, spinning Garreth around for another German suplex. In the center of the ring, Potato is not done yet with Garreth. Oh no! Garreth has it. High Caliber reversed. I think Potato might have been looking for the Potato Plunge. Greg had it scouted. Oh my fucking god. Garreth Unpardoned, brain. Holy shit. Garreth Unpardoned. Garreth went for the High Caliber, also got reversed, and now Potato going for the Potato Plunge again. Not High Caliber, bicycle kick. Maybe I'm part of Greg Nation. Super kick. And a detonation kick. Kicks to the head in all flavors. Chops now lighting Potato's chest up. Gets the block. Fighting out of the corner. Double-fisted choke bomb. Onto Garreth Unpardoned. 1, 2. Takes it. A very big victory for Potato indeed. And I see some blood dripping from Potato's mask. I didn't even notice that. That could be Gareth's or his own. I'm not quite sure, but a big win for Potato. Could potentially see him in a #1 contenders match. That was our main event for the night. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Masu Pro Wrestling Ton, and we'll see you guys next week.